Hello guys, this is our very first question and answer video. I'm still trying to figure out how to do, how to organize the questions, because we got a lot of questions and I wrote down all the questions in my GoodNotes app and kind of color coded them. Try to be a little more organized throughout the video. And I think since we have a lot of questions, we're just gonna jump right in. So we have 3 main topics, and the first thing I'm going to talk about is everything like art related, and the second thing is everything business related, or how did I get where I am today and stuff like that. And the last thing is personal questions. Let's start with art stuff. So the first question is from Roberta, and you ask what my favorite iPad apps are. My favorite iPad apps are honestly, it's actually just Procreate. All I use is Procreate, GoodNotes, Patreon, and Amazon Prime and Netflix, because I watch a lot of Grey's Anatomy while working. Oh, and Pinterest, because I use Pinterest to find my reference pictures for the paintings. So yeah, these are my favorite iPad apps. She also wants to know if the iPad 11 inches is very different from the 10.5 inches. So as you know, I had a 10.5 before, and I would not say it's a big difference. So I really have to say that I prefer the 11 inches because of the bigger screen, also because of the pencil. So the pencil has a little bit of a different shape, and it also feels different. It's a little more rough, I would say. And the best thing is that you can attach it to your iPad and it automatically charges the pencil, so you actually never have to. With the old iPad, you had to open it and put it in the iPad, and that was really weird. So now it's much better. But in terms of power and the way you can draw with it and stuff, it's just the same. So yeah, if you are looking to get an iPad and you don't want to spend too much money because the new one is more expensive, I would definitely say you can get the 10.5. It's actually just as good. It really just has a smaller screen and the pencil thing, but the rest is the same. Can you show some of your first drawings from old sketchbooks? Yes, I can do that. I'm gonna get some. So I got 3 sketchbooks that I had when I started taking art more seriously. Everything before that, everything before moving out of home, which was 6 or 7 years ago, I don't have that anymore, unfortunately. And then I took a long break, and then I started drawing again, and this was 2016. So this is actually my first sketchbook that I had when I just started drawing again. And it says March 12th, 2016 to October 14. And here's a little drawing attached, but I don't believe it's from that time. I don't know. So let's see. I'm pretty sure I just kind of draw what I saw on Pinterest or on Instagram and stuff. So I use these for practicing mainly. You can also see it here. That's so funny. This is actually my very first, let's say, original drawing with my own idea and own interpretation of it. So this is the sketch that I made, and here are some color swatches, and this is the watercolor piece. I don't know if you can see that, I hope. So this is the watercolor piece that I made in this sketchbook. I did not have expensive watercolor paper back then. Here's just one. I was really drawing a lot of people already. That's kind of cool. And this, I remember that. It was a girl from Pinterest. And she was blonde, and I really liked her outfit. Oh my god, and this is my first attempt of drawing a mermaid. That's really bad, actually. And here I did some lips and noses practice. Here's also, she looks like Katniss Everdeen, or what is her name? Katniss Everdeen, the one from Hunger Games. And then this was a banana leaf girl. I think that I also drew her digitally later on with my iPad, and I think I uploaded her. And this was a mix of a girl and clouds and some cacti, some random really bad faces. And here are some sketches I remember I did for my very first job. I have a date here. It says June 4th, 2016. And I don't want to say the name, but my anatomy skills without having any skills. I mean, it's not that bad, but it's still, it could be much better. For example, her head is way too big. Yeah. It was a book cover that I was making, but these are just sketches, but no one of these made it, obviously. So here is one of my favorite drawings back then. The blue comes from the next page, I guess, right? Yeah, kind of. I was trying to draw hair with like black hair with blue highlights. I really like this one. I remember I was at my parents' house when I drew this. And here is something that I called Boho Beauty. It was June 14th, 2016. And I can already see that this is taking a while because I'm already 12 minutes in. I'm just gonna show you some of my favorites. I just made a page with drawings and I said art log. So that was really a phase where I thought that nothing I draw looks good. I kind of quite like the ones that I did. They look very different from what I draw now, I have the feeling. I tried negative painting for the first time here. Okay, something cool that I'm missing. Oh yeah, I really liked her when I drew her, and I still really like her. Ooh, this one is also one of my favorites. I remember I drew this when my sister visited me here in Berlin. Oh, this was a sketch for, oh, this too, for Inktober 2016. It was my first year participating. Oh, last page, come on. Nothing in here, okay. Oh, this is the last page. That's a pretty good last page. Okay. That's also funny. That's a flower bucket over her head. Alright, so that was my first one. I think I'm gonna leave it here because of the time. So if you want a sketchbook tool, let me know. I can also open these ones because these came after this. Alright, what are your favorite books, journals about art, and your favorite artists? I do have a couple of favorite art books. I'm gonna get them. So this is my favorite one at the moment. It is by Laia Lopez, and her Instagram name is It's Lopez. She basically goes through some paintings that she did, and I just really love her whole like aesthetics, and it's just really cool. It's just really nice. So this is my favorite art book at the moment. And she's also one of my favorite artists, of course. And then I also have quite a lot. I cannot carry them, so I'm gonna show you. These are just almost all like the art of books. So I have Bold, Frozen, Tangled Up, Kung Fu Panda, Zootopia, which is my favorite, I think, and Moana, also my favorite. Coco and Rolf Breaks the Internet, which is my newest one. And then this one is great if you want to learn about color and light. This is like the Holy Bible, and every artist has it, I guess. It's called A Guide for the Realistic Painter. It's called Color and Light, and this is really good actually. It is, yeah, it's for the realistic painter, but it has a lot of tips and tricks you need. And then another book that I can recommend if you want to go freelance is this one. So This is actually not the newest one. They have a new edition, and this is a book full of prices. Wait, so I have this little illustration prices tag in here. This is a book full of prices and jobs that you might have, and you can kind of compare yourself. I'm so sorry, I'm so out of breath. Pregnancy is hard. So it gives you a lot of information about everything you need to know, and you kind of know, like for example, if you have something for like a book interior illustration, you can see like how big the client is, how huge your illustration is going to be, and then you can kind of see what kind of prices other artists have. Okay, I think I'm going to link the books in the description box down below because I'm not really sure about the names. My favorite art tools, I think I'm gonna make a blog post about it. Talia asked if I had a moment in my life where I was wondering if I was good enough to make it as an artist, and any advice to not quit art. Yeah, I have this all the time, so I'm not always happy with what I create. I have these moments like on and off, and I think it's normal. I don't think there's any artist out there who's like, I'm the best, everything I do is amazing. So I think it's just normal to doubt yourself and to not be sure about your skills. Advice to not quit art, my advice to not quit art would be get inspired. Look at the pieces your favorite artist made, or just like get inspired and draw, and don't think about posting it anywhere, don't think about anything, just draw for yourself and have fun with it. And we all go through phases where our art is not our best, and these stages are actually very important because sometimes you just have to get all the bad paintings out of your system so you can actually draw good stuff again. And I think if you think about that like with every stroke you're just gonna get better and better, maybe that helps. I don't know, I never thought about quitting art. So I actually do have phases, but I wouldn't not quit because it's just fun. And yes, I do have bad days, and I still have them right now. So yesterday, for example, I tried to draw something and then it just didn't look good, and then I was like, okay, today is just not a good drawing day, so I'm just gonna leave it. And then today I did it again and it was much better. Megan asked, how do I edit my videos? What things do you have to consider when editing a video? I edit my videos using Final Cut Pro 10. The camera I use is the Canon G7X Mark II. I also have a couple of tripods. Maxime asked if the paper protection on my iPad prevents Procreate of detecting your hand. No, the only thing that I sometimes have, it doesn't matter if I have the screen protector on or not, is when I draw with the sleeve like this and I draw like this. Sometimes it doesn't really detect my hand, the pencil, so I have to actually put the sleeve up and then draw, and then it works. But the screen protection thing doesn't change anything about it. Are you going to make your own brushes? I don't know, I don't think so. I mean, at least there's nothing planned yet because I'm very happy with the brushes that I have, so I don't even know how to do it. But it sounds like a fun project, so maybe one day I will. Next question, Sarai, oh, I don't know how you pronounce your name, Sarai, ask if I have tips on finding your own style and consistency throughout your work. Finding your style is a question that I get a lot. It was also a question that I was asking myself when I started out. Now I learned that you cannot force your style. So your style is going to happen if you want it or not. The only thing you can do is you can see and try to incorporate little things that you like. For example, the way you do your line work or the way you draw eyes or something. I would say my style came when I just started drawing quite a lot. And it took me like 1.5 years until I found somewhat of a consistency throughout my work without me actually forcing it. But the style keeps on changing, and the style that I have today is not the style that I had 6 months ago, for example. So it keeps on developing, and I am 100% sure that in 6 months I'm gonna have another style. So, or at least a more advanced style from what I do now. Do I draw animals? Okay, so these are some animals that I drew. These are watercolor. Oh, it's not focusing. Second, okay. These are watercolor little paintings, and they're really small. Look at that. Like, they're super small. Okay, back in my little desk. And then she also asked about how I do the smiley faces and how I make them so cute and what's the trick. So the trick is to just imagine one straight line and put the little eyes here and there and have the little smiley face right in the middle, but on one line, and space it out a little bit. So that's, I think, the trick. Alright, I think that's it for the art-related questions. Now we're gonna go ahead and talk about business-related questions. So Roberta wants to know if I practiced my art for a long time until I opened my Instagram account and shop. No, I kind of drew a lot when I was a kid, and then I stopped for maybe like 8 or 10 years or something, like a long time. And then I started again in 2016. This is what you just saw. So I started the Instagram account because I wanted to get back into drawing. So in the beginning it was not like I was expecting like the most perfect polished illustrations. I was just trying to share my journey of getting back into art, and I wanted to keep myself accountable. So I opened the Instagram account like on day 1. And the shop, I opened the shop much later actually. It was by the time I had about 20,000 followers on Instagram, I think. And it was about a year after that. Roberta also asked if it's hard to open an Etsy shop and how much does it cost. It is not hard to open an Etsy shop. It's actually really easy because they have a great like interface and stuff like that. So it is super easy. Everybody can do it. And it costs, Etsy itself, like setting everything up, doesn't cost anything, but they want a fee from you for every product listing that you have, and also a fee from every sale. So you have to consider that. I don't know the current prices, but I think for a listing they want 20 cents or something. You have to also consider the products that you're gonna make and where you're gonna print it, how many you're gonna print it. Then you also have to consider all the shipping products like envelopes and like washi tape. You have to consider the shipping fees, and I think that's it. So it always depends on where you shop your stuff, but I cannot really give you a number, but you can start with just a couple of products and then see how it goes. Not invest too much in the beginning. Talia and Agatha ask how much an artist should charge for an art piece and how I know how to charge. When I thought about my price, I was kind of like doing my research on other artist prices and how much they charge, and I think if you do that, then you have like an average you want to have per hour. You can also calculate how much money you need per month to pay for your bills, and then kind of calculate it down to what you need a day or an hour. And then you always charge a little more because you cannot expect to have clients all the time. You also have to add the shipping costs or material costs or anything you need to create the product. And yeah, I really suggest the book that I just showed you about the ethical guidelines for creatives, because I used this a lot when I had to send a quote to a client. I always checked there what they say. I always searched on the internet how much to charge for different projects. I was also always unsure, but if you do that a couple of times, it gets more normal. And Talia and Agatha also want to know when did I start to get clients and how long did it take you? And my timeline, the steps I took from being an employee with a job to self-employed. So I was studying in university and I had like a side job at this company, and while finishing my university they asked if I want to stay there full-time, and I did. So we agreed to a date that I'm going to start working there full-time, and I finished my university a month before that. And in this month I started drawing again because I had so much time. All my friends were still in university. Dominic, who was my boyfriend by that time, now he's my husband, he was working all the time too, so I was alone at home. We did not have a dog yet, and I just started to get back into drawing again, and this was in March 2016. So I started my Instagram account, and then I started working full-time there, and I had it in the very back of my head that I actually want to draw full-time, but I didn't think that this is going to be possible. 4 months after starting my Instagram account, there was a girl messaging me if I want to illustrate her book front cover, and she was writing poetry. So I said yes. I was super excited because it was my very first job and it was only 4 months in. I ended up also illustrating her second book a year after that. That was really nice. And then after that I did not really have many like job requests. I did have some commission requests here and there, not even once a month, and I did not always say yes because I did not have time because of my full-time job. We got married in 2017, and shortly after that I asked to reduce the working hours to 30 hours per week instead of 40. So I had 10 hours a week more time on spending on art, which felt like nothing, to be honest. It didn't really feel like I had more time. I don't know why, but yeah, I spent that time drawing and drawing and drawing. And shortly after that I decided that I just want to go full-time, and I quit my job in, I can't really remember, November 2017 maybe. I'm not sure. So I know that I had the whole December to get ready and to like create a portfolio and everything, and by that time I had about 15 or 19,000 followers, I think. This was in December, and then in February I opened my online shop. I'm just gonna go over it really quickly because I just filmed a video about it on my YouTube if you haven't seen it. But in February I opened my online shop. In April I decided to not work for clients anymore because it was just not for me. So I only had my online shop and YouTube, which wasn't making any money by that time, but it made money later on. And in October I started Patreon. Did you get your clients from Instagram? Yes, I got all of my clients from Instagram actually. So I never reached out to anyone about a job, because I never really had to, because I always got a lot of job requests because of Instagram. Talia, Agatha and Roberta want to know how I got so many followers. I don't know exactly. In the beginning, what helped me was like engaging a lot with other artists and commenting on their posts and liking their stuff and just kind of showing that you are an active user. Also, I try to upload quite a lot, like as much as I can. I also try to be very consistent, not only with like posting all the time, but I never posted really personal stuff. So I only posted drawings or anything art related, because it's very important that when people come to your account that they can know what to expect from you. So for example, if you are trying to grow an art account, don't post like personal stuff on your feed, for example. Don't post your food over there. Don't post how your mom looks like. Don't post how many dogs you have. You can do all of this in your story, but if people found your account, they want to see what you do. So yeah, be consistent and clear in what you post. And then later on, what really helped was like participating in challenges like Mermaid or Inktober or draw this in your style. These things really give you more exposure. Megan asks how I stay on top of posting and being involved with my followers when I am busy with everything else. I don't have the feeling that I am that good about keeping up with everything. I always have a completely full inbox on my Instagram. It only says 99 plus unread messages. So it's not even counting anymore. Like, I really try my best to respond to everybody. I definitely do read all of them, but I cannot respond to all of them. So I really try to use every free minute that I have. For example, when I'm standing in the line at the grocery shop, I try to respond to some messages. When I am in the bus or when I am in the train, I try to respond to messages. When I'm in the car, I try to respond to messages. I don't drive, so don't worry. So in every free minute, I try to respond to messages. But it is really hard, and I wish someone could tell me how to be better at edit. Maxime asked if I get hate comments, and if yes, how I handle them. I have to say this depends on the platform. Instagram is always very nice. I don't think that I ever got a hate comment over there. Patreon is also very nice, obviously. You guys are supporting me, thank you. But YouTube is a harsh place, I have to say. I'm not getting personal hate, like never about me or my person. I do get a couple of comments about how I work, for example, or I got a lot of, I don't know if it was like hate comments or something, but if you look at my how I make stickers video, you can see what I mean. Like, there are a billion comments about how you can make stickers much more easy. The way I do it is so expensive and not everybody has the money to do that, and they just clearly did not understand that this is how I do like professional stickers, which I am intending to sell. I have so many comments like, oh, this is crazy, this really blew up. But this is nothing that really gets to me, because it's not like, it's nothing about me. I mean, yeah, sometimes they kind of bring me down a little bit, but yeah, they don't really do too much to me, so I don't deal with them at all. I just read it and then I'm like, oh, okay, another negative one. But I also get like so many positive, and I try to focus on the positives, because usually these are like 100 and then one really like mean comment, so I try to not give it too much attention. Saray asked how I get my print stickers done and how I found them. So I get all of my products, if I don't make them myself, I get all of them done at awesomemerchandise.com. I can also link them in the description box down below. And I found them through a video of Holly Exley. She is a wonderful illustrator. From the UK. I am also her patron because I'm a big fan, and she uses Awesome Merchandise as well, and I just tried them out and I loved the quality, so yeah. How many I order of each when I started out, and how many artworks I had ready to go when I opened my shop. I ordered way too much in the beginning. I think I ordered 100 of each. This was way too much, let me tell you. I still have all of them. I would say order 20 of each, and this is going to be a lot already, so don't do too much. How many artworks I had ready? I think just 3 prints or something. It wasn't a lot. Gabrielle asked if I have any tips for growing a following. Yeah, I already answered that, I guess. So be consistent, be clear, and be engaging, and try to interact with others. Okay, so now I think the video is about an hour long. At least I am filming about an hour now. So let's just go ahead and do some personal questions. Roberta asked how my pregnancy is going so far and how I am feeling with work and having a baby. So I have to say that I am blessed with a dream pregnancy. So my pregnancy is going very, very good. I almost don't have any symptom. I feel energized. I feel still very motivated. I am not really super tired or nauseous or anything. So the only thing I am facing right now, I am 8 months pregnant, which is really crazy because I'm almost done with being pregnant. The only symptom that I have is when I sit at my desk for too long and I have my back like bent over like you do when you draw. I am getting like a huge back pain. So most of the time I'm working from the couch and also walking and running. This is also the reason I work out so much right now, is because it does wonders for my back. Ever since I am pregnant, I cannot see, smell or eat fried foods anymore. Before I loved like french fries and chips and everything, but now I hate it. I cannot see it anymore. And also black coffee, which is really sad because I used to love black coffee and now I always have to have like a little bit of milk in it. But besides that, I feel great. I just feel a little more heavy and I'm out of breath really quickly. And how I'm feeling about work and having a baby, I'm very open to it, I have to say. As you know, I'm already trying to reduce my work. I'm kind of getting used to working less and I'm trying to still be able to live off of it. And I am very excited to see how much work I will get done. I'm trying to work as much as I can when the little one sleeps, because I cannot really afford to take any time off. Why did I decide to become vegan? So it started when I moved out of my parents' house, when I had to make food decisions and grocery shopping decisions on my own for the first time. I did not right away decide to become vegan, but I always had breakouts on my forehead and on my chin all the time. So there was never a time I did not have a breakout. And I was kind of annoyed by that because I thought, well, once I am an adult, these things will go away, but they never did. So I tried to change cow's milk to, was like almond milk or something, rice milk, I cannot really remember. But I really saw a great result in my skin. So I felt very motivated to cut down more dairy, so I ate less cheese and stuff. The less dairy I ate, the better I felt. I was never really big on meat anyway, so I would eat it, but I never bought it for myself, for example, so that was never a problem. I decided to become vegan because of my skin, yeah, because then I did so much research on how food and your health is related. I think the day I decided to become vegan was the day I saw one of those documentaries. I think it was Forks Over Knives. I was like, I wanted to try it anyways, and now I know so many things about it, and now I'm just gonna do it. Yeah, I think this is also my tip, is to do your research, watch the documentaries because they're very helpful. I'm also listening to an audiobook called How Not to Die, which sounds dramatic, but it's actually really, it's a great book. I can really recommend it. And Roberta and Sarai both asked if I can give my grocery list. Yeah, I think I can make a post about it because I really always buy the same stuff. But I cannot recall everything now. So I'm just gonna write it down and post it for you guys, maybe in the next blog post, but that would be boring for the other people. So maybe I'll do a separate one. Let's see. Vinicia asked what my favorite playlist is while drawing and my favorite movies and shows. I don't really have a favorite playlist. I like everything acoustic, singer-songwriter style, and covers, like acoustic covers. And my favorite movies and shows, I love Grey's Anatomy at the moment, and I'm also watching Riverdale. Another really good show is Money Heist. And for favorite movies, I like all the Disney movies. I also like La La Land. And if I have more, I'm gonna link it down below, but my concentration is like fading. She also asked if I can share my favorite and easy to make recipes and snacks. I am actually sharing a recipe in each newsletter starting from the last newsletter on. So in every newsletter you can now expect a new recipe that I like to make. She also asked about my skin routine and beauty products. The main reason my skin is the way it is because of what I put into my body. So for example, if you drink a green juice a day, or if you just incorporate more greens into your diet, then you will definitely see a huge change. This is what made all the difference for me, honestly, when I really focused on introducing more spinach and kale into my diet. My skin cleared up. And my favorite products, witch hazel water, for like I use as a toner. I love any cleanser by Sukin. I really love their brand. They're all vegan, all cruelty free, also very affordable, and they're an Australian brand. I can also link it down below. And then I have like tamanu oil as a moisturizer. Cynthia asked if I can talk about decoration and tips. I would say for me, I really try to have a lot of natural earthy tones. So I like to incorporate a lot of wooden surfaces, and I like a lot of wood, but also paired with a lot of white. I don't like everything white though, but I like yeah, the mix of white and wood. And I also like to just jam pack everything with plants. It makes it so cozy, it makes you feel like you're in a jungle. And yeah, that's it. Oh my god, so I talked for about 1.5 hours. I hope that I can shorten the video so you don't have to watch a video that long. But thank you for your questions. It was very fun to answer all of your questions that you had. Thank you for handing in so many, and I will get up now and have some banana bread because I'm starving. I hope that was helpful, and I see you next month. Bye!